Very good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Ashwarya with you. All the big stories from India and across the world coming up in the next 30 minutes. First up, a look at the top headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi dials US President Donald Trump, expresses desire to continue to work together in all areas of mutual interest, says bilateral relations have grown strength to strength. Government's action against corrupt wrongly portrayed as being tough on industry, says Prime Minister Modi. Assures industry of providing a transparent atmosphere to grow fearlessly. Five-day Indian Science Congress inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi to conclude in Bengaluru. Vice President Naidu to address valedictory function today. India summons Pakistan's acting High Commissioner on Nankana Sahib attack and killing of Sikh youth, urges Pakistan to ensure safety of minority communities and punish perpetrators. An effect of global warming. 2010-2019 was India's hottest decade. Temperatures rose 0.36 degrees Celsius more than average. 2019 was 7th warmest year. The top story this morning, Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke with US President Donald Trump and expressed his desire to continue to work with him to enhance cooperation in areas of mutual interest. In a statement released by the Prime Minister's office today, it said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi conveyed his New Year greetings to the US President. Prime Minister Modi also highlighted the significant progress made in deepening the strategic partnership between the two countries in the previous year and expressed his desire to continue to work with the US President for enhancing cooperation in all areas of mutual interest. President Donald Trump also wished the people of India prosperity and progress in the new year. Trump expressed satisfaction at the achievements in the relationship in the last few years and reiterated his readiness for further deepening bilateral cooperation, according to the statement. The 107th edition of Indian Science Congress will conclude today in Bengaluru. Vice President Naidu is in Bengaluru to address the valedictory function today. A short while ago, the Vice President visited Vrindavan to pay homage to the Vishweshwara Tirtha Swami of the Pejawar Mutt. The Pejawar Mutt seer passed away at the age of 88 on 29th of December last year, and his mortal remains are kept in Vrindavan in the premises.
I had the fortune to be blessed by Sri Pejawara Vishweshwara Tirtha Swamiji. He was a true embodiment of the teachings of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. His was a life dedicated to purity of the cultural, religious and social values of our present-day society. Pejawara Swamiji believed in the Gandhian principle of service to humanity is service to God. His great and selfless deeds exemplified these noble ideas.
Vice President Naidu arrived in Bengaluru on Monday for a two-day official visit. Later today, the Vice President will visit Adamya Chetan kitchen that supplies midday meals to lakhs of government school children and has the distinction of generating zero waste. After this, Vice President Naidu will take part in the Silver Jubilee celebration of National Assessment and Accreditation Council at Raj Bhavan. Governor Vajubhai Wala and Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa will be present on the occasion. And after this, Vice President Naidu will address the concluding session of the five-day 107th Indian Science Congress. Remember, the Indian Science Congress was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 3rd of January. Over 15,000 delegates, including 8,000 students from across the country and 74 scientists from abroad, are participating in the session. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the government is aiming to allow the industry to create wealth fearlessly in a transparent environment. Speaking at the centenary celebrations of Kirloskar brothers, Prime Minister Modi said that the government is trying to remove all obstacles for the industry and also rid the industry of a web of laws. He said that the government is trying to bring transparency, efficiency and accountability in tax system and reduce human interface with the tax department. He said that the government has already reduced corporate tax to its lowest so as to propel corporates to invest. Prime Minister further said that the government is standing shoulder to shoulder with India Inc. in its attempt to expand business. He said that the target to nearly double the size of the Indian economy to $5 trillion is just a base, and in fact targets are bigger and higher.
साथियों, कुछ कर गुजरने की ये भावना, जोखिम उठाने की ये भावना, नए नए क्षेत्रों में अपना विस्तार करने की ये भावना आज भी हर भारतीय उद्यमी की पहचान है। आज जब हम एक नए वर्ष में प्रवेश कर रहे हैं, नए दशक में प्रवेश कर रहे हैं, तो मुझे ये कहने में कोई हिचक नहीं है कि ये दशक भारतीय उद्यमियों का होगा, भारत के एंटरप्रेन्योर्स का होगा। $5 ट्रिलियन की अर्थव्यवस्था का लक्ष्य तो एक पड़ाव है। हमारे सपने और बड़े हैं, हमारी उम्मीदें और बड़ी हैं, हमारे लक्ष्य और बड़े हैं। 2014 के बाद से देश में निरंतर ये प्रयास हुआ है कि भारतीय उद्योग जगत के सपनों को, उनके विस्तार को किसी रुकावट का सामना न करना पड़े। इस दौरान हर फैसले, हर कार्रवाई के पीछे एक ही सोच रही है कि भारत में काम करने वाले हर उद्यमी के सामने की हर प्रकार की रुकावट दूर हो, उसके लिए एक बेहतर बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट बने। साथियों, देश के लोगों को उनका सही सामर्थ्य तभी सामने आ सकता है जब सरकार इंडिया, इंडियन और इंडस्ट्रीज के आगे बाधा बनकर नहीं, बल्कि उनका साथी बनकर के खड़ी रहे। हमारे टैक्स सिस्टम में ट्रांसपेरेंसी आए, एफिशिएंसी आए, अकाउंटेबिलिटी बढ़े, टैक्स पेयर और टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट के बीच ह्यूमन इंटरफेस समाप्त हो, इसके लिए एक नई व्यवस्था का निर्माण किया जा रहा है। आज देश में कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स और कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स रेट जितने कम है उतने पहले कभी नहीं। साथियों, गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज टैक्स रिफॉर्म या पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक रिफॉर्म, इनकी मांग लंबे अरसे से होती रहती थी, हर किसी ने मांग की है। ये सब आज सच हुआ है तो इसी सोच की वजह से कि इंडियन इंडस्ट्री के सामने की हर रुकावट दूर की जाए, उसे विस्तार का हर मौका दिया जाए।
And ahead of the Union budget, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday interacted with the top business leaders to discuss issues facing the economy, ways to improve economic growth and job creation. Chairman of Reliance Industries, Mukesh Ambani, Ratan Tata, Sunil Bharti Mittal, Gautam Adani, Mahindra Group Chairman Anand Mahinda and Anil Agarwal were among those present at the discussion. And senior Singaporean Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam on Monday met Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Delhi. During the meeting, the two leaders held discussions on several issues of mutual interest, including economic cooperation, infrastructure, skills and digital economy. The two leaders expressed satisfaction at the rapid growth of bilateral relations. Prime Minister Modi also expressed his desire to further strengthen cooperation between the countries in the areas of infrastructure, tourism, digital payment systems, innovation and governance. On to some other news now. Delhi Assembly elections will be held in a single phase on 8th of February, while the results will be announced on 11th of February. The announcement was made by Election Commission on Monday. Notification for the polls will be issued on 14th of January, and the last date for the withdrawal of candidature is 24th of January. The Election Commission also published the final electoral list, according to which 1.46 crore voters are eligible to cast their franchise in the upcoming elections. All voters will be provided a QR code-enabled voters slip, which will speed up voting through easy identification. The election to the 70 seats in the national capital will witness a triangular contest among the ruling AAP, the BJP and the Congress.
We already had, but we have even more for election expenditure monitoring. And as you are all aware, being the senior election persons, that C-Vigil has turned out to be a boon for the citizen, because it's a tool of empowerment of citizens. And in every election, including in Jharkhand, we got so many kind of tip-offs from the citizens.
हमारे पास जो दिव्यांग वोटर्स हैं, जो कि हमारे रोल में मार्क्ड हैं एज दिव्यांग PWD वोटर्स, वो हैं 55,823 और जो 80 साल से ज़्यादा उम्र के हैं वो हैं 2,05,035.
And soon after the poll dates for Delhi was announced, Chief Minister and AAP leader Arvind Kejriwal said that his party will seek re-election on the basis of its government's work. Meanwhile, the BJP state in charge, Prakash Javadekar, said that the national capital requires a government led by the BJP to speed up development work in the city. The Congress also said that it is prepared for the upcoming assembly polls in the national capital.
दिल्ली के लोगों ने भाजपा को जिम्मेदारी दी है पुलिस संभालने की, नगर निगम संभालने की और डीडीए संभालने की। और दिल्ली के लोगों ने आम आदमी पार्टी को जिम्मेदारी दी है एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट की, हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट की, पीडब्ल्यूडी डिपार्टमेंट की, जल बोर्ड की और अन्य तमाम डिपार्टमेंट्स की। तो अब दिल्ली के लोग ये देखेंगे कि एमसीडी ने, बीजेपी ने अच्छा काम किया, एमसीडी में नगर निगम में अच्छा काम हुआ, पुलिस ने अच्छा काम किया, डीडीए ने अच्छा काम किया, या फिर आम आदमी पार्टी ने शिक्षा में अच्छा काम किया।
ये चाहिए केंद्र में मोदी सरकार, दिल्ली में बीजेपी सरकार और एमसीडी में बीजेपी का कारोबार, तो यहाँ के विकास का रास्ता तभी प्रशस्त होगा क्योंकि तरक्की में रोड़े डालने वाले अब समाप्त होंगे। मेट्रो अटकाई, वेस्टर्न एक्सप्रेस, ईस्टर्न एक्सप्रेस के में पैसा नहीं दिया, उसके साथ साथ उन्होंने आयुष्मान नहीं लाया।
अगर कोई उदाहरण दिल्ली में विकास और तरक्की का देखना है, ना भूतो ना भविष्य, तो वो 15 साल का कांग्रेस का शासन था जब स्वर्गीय शीला दीक्षित जी दिल्ली की मुख्यमंत्री थी। हमने उस समय भी ये साबित कर दिखाया।
News from the various states, and the 3-day Jharkhand Assembly session began at Ranchi on Monday. And Pro Tem Speaker Stephen Marandi administered oath to newly elected MLAs. Chief Minister Hemant Soren took oath as member of Jharkhand Assembly from the Barhet seat. Cabinet members Satyanand Bhokta, Rashtriya Janata Dal and Congress legislators Dr. Rameshwar Arun and Alamgir Alam took oath as the members of the newly formed Jharkhand Assembly. And a special one-day session of the Himachal Pradesh Assembly has been called today for the ratification of the bill that proposes to extend the reservation for SCs and STs in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies by another 10 years. The Constitution 126th Amendment Bill was passed by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha on 10th and 12th of December respectively, and later it was sent to the states for ratification as it requires the consent of at least 50% of the state assemblies before implementation. A special session with the start with the governor's address. And besides this, the Uttarakhand Legislative Assembly and Goa Legislative Assembly will also hold a special session today. The special session has been called to ratify the Constitution Amendment Bill to extend the reservation for SCs and STs in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies by another 10 years. On to some other news now, Union HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has said that educational institutions cannot be allowed to become political adda. He also vowed a strong action against the perpetrators of violence at the Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi. The Union HRD Minister urged the JNU students to maintain the dignity of the university and peace on the campus.
ये जो शिक्षण संस्थाएं हैं हमारी, ये शिक्षण संस्थाएं शिक्षा के लिए हैं। जो ये संस्थाएं ये स्वायत्त संस्थाएं हैं, लेकिन ये शिक्षण संस्थाओं में शिक्षा का काम होना चाहिए। ये मैंने पहले भी कहा है, किसी भी शिक्षण संस्था को राजनीति का अड्डा बनने नहीं दिया जाएगा। और इसलिए जो भी अभी आज विश्वविद्यालय के सभी अधिकारियों के साथ हमारे सचिव ने व्यापक चर्चा की है, जो दोषी होंगे उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होगी।
Meanwhile, the Delhi police registered a case on the incidents of violence that took place on Sunday night. The case has been transferred to the Delhi police's crime branch. The police has also asked the JNU administration to provide the CCTV footage.
इसी इंसिडेंट में एक एफआईआर रजिस्टर हुई है और जिसमें ये पूरे इंसिडेंट को रिकॉर्ड किया गया है और इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन क्राइम ब्रांच करेगा। जितनी भी सीसीटीवी फुटेज वगैरह है वो अभी कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं और इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू कर दी गई। जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन है वो क्राइम ब्रांच करेगा, लेकिन इसके साथ साथ दिल्ली पुलिस ने एक ज्वाइंट सीपी वेस्टर्न रेंज के चेयरमैनशिप में कमेटी बनाई है, जिसमें बेसिकली ये फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी रहेगी, जिसको हेड शालिनी सिंह ज्वाइंट सीपी वेस्टर्न रेंज करेंगे। ये इसका मेन पर्पस होगा कि जो भी फैक्ट फाइंडिंग है वो बताएंगे।
Meanwhile, the HRD ministry also held a meeting with the officials from the JNU administration on Monday and took stock of the situation on the campus. The meeting, which went on for over 2 hours, was attended by the JNU registrar and other administrative officials who briefed the ministry officials on the sequence of events and also the measures taken to restore normalcy. JNU Vice Chancellor M. Jagdish Kumar said that a detailed report has also been sent to the HRD ministry. And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Monday inaugurated the 3-day National Traders Convention at Ramleela Maidan in Delhi. And addressing the gathering, Rajnath Singh said that the NDA government is committed to safeguard the interests of traders and facilitate ease of doing business. Asserting that the economic slowdown is part of a global economic recession, Rajnath Singh said that there are many forces in the country who are trying to defame the government on the economic issues. He also said that the government is aware of the problems faced by the traders and is working towards resolving them. The convention is organized by the Confederation of All India Traders and it focuses on various issues concerning the traders.
सबसे बड़ा ग्राहक यदि कोई है तो इस देश का किसान है, क्योंकि सबसे बड़ी आबादी उसी की है। जब उसकी जेब में पैसा होगा तो स्वाभाविक रूप से व्यापारी का व्यापार चलने लगेगा, दुकानदार की दुकानदारी चलने लगेगी, डॉक्टर की डॉक्टरी चलने लगेगी, मास्टर की मास्टरी चलने लगेगी और वकील साहब की वकालत भी चलने लगेगी। सारा देश ये चलने लगेगा। तो किसान और व्यापारी इन दोनों का सचमुच एक बहुत ही अभिन्न रिश्ता है। लेकिन आपको व्यापार करने में अधिकतम सरलता पैदा हो, यह हमारी सरकार की कोशिश है।
And on to some other news, India has summoned Pakistan's acting High Commissioner over Nankana Sahib attack and the killing of Sikh youth there. India summoned Pakistan's Charge d'Affaires Syed Haider Shah to the Ministry of External Affairs in New Delhi to lodge a strong protest. The incident of a violent mob attacking the Gurudwara Nankana Sahib occurred on Friday when the main accused Imran Chishti, along with a group of people, laid siege to the worship place. The MEA also protested the killing of a 25-year-old Sikh man identified as Ravinder Singh. He was allegedly murdered in Peshawar in Pakistan. Now, raising concerns regarding the issue of minority persecution in Pakistan, India also shared strong concerns raised by the members of civil society, parliamentarians and others at the continued persecution of religious and ethnic minorities in Pakistan, including the recent despicable and heinous acts. The MEA statement urged Pakistan to ensure the safety and security of minority communities and also bring the perpetrators to book. External Affairs Minister S. Shankar held discussions over regional issues with his Jordanian counterpart on Monday. He said that the telephonic talk on bilateral relations and regional issues reflected the close and warm ties between India and Jordan. And he also held similar discussions with the Qatari Foreign Minister Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani. Jaishankar appreciated the insights of the Qatar Foreign Minister on the regional situation. He added that the conversation reflected a strong bilateral partnership between India and Qatar. On to some other news now. North Atlantic Treaty Organization or NATO has called for restraint and de-escalation of tensions in the West Asian regions as the tensions soar following the killing of a top Iranian general. Now, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has warned that Tehran should further avoid violence and provocations, saying that a new conflict would be in no one's interest. At an emergency session of NATO's ruling council, US officials provided the rationale behind the action against Iranian General Qasem Soleimani at the Baghdad airport. All NATO members not only supported the US move to kill Soleimani, but also condemned Iran for allegedly supporting different terrorist groups.
In everything that we do, at our meeting today, allies called for restraint and de-escalation. A new conflict would be in no one's interest.
Meanwhile, the United States has denied a visa to Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif that would have allowed him to attend a United Nations Security Council meeting in New York on 9th of January. On to some other news now. 2010 to 2019 was India's warmest decade on record, with the temperatures in the country rising 0.36 degrees Celsius more than average. Now, Indian Met Department also informed that the year 2019 was the 7th warmest on record and 22nd straight year of higher than average annual temperatures. 2019 also witnessed some extreme weather conditions, but the warmest year on record was 2016. Talking about 2019, last year there were extreme weather conditions during all the seasons, from strong heat waves in Bihar, Jharkhand and Maharashtra to seeing a record number of cyclones and also an extended monsoon session. It is a sign that India is warming in pace with the accelerated rate of global warming in recent years. Weather updates now. Fresh snowfall occurred at many places in the Kashmir Valley, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh on Monday. Srinagar and other places in the valley received the first snowfall of 2020 on Monday as the night temperatures across the valley improved due to fresh downpour. The fresh snowfall has resulted in light temperature going up in the valley. Srinagar recorded a low of minus 0.8 degrees Celsius on Monday night. And in Uttarakhand, fresh snowfall occurred in high altitude areas, while bone-chilling winds coupled with the intermittent showers swept the plains. Badrinath, Kedarnath, Hemkut Sahib and the Valley of Flowers received a spell of snow as well. And Himachal Pradesh's higher reaches also received a spell of snowfall, while several areas in the plains and low hills were lashed by rains. The maximum temperature across the hills dropped 6 to 7 degrees Celsius below normal. Meanwhile, the national capital received light showers as the cold wave continued its grip in most parts of North India. Temperature is expected to dip over the next 3 to 4 days due to the rains under the influence of a western disturbance. Delhi recorded a maximum temperature of 19.1 degrees Celsius, which is normal for this time of the year, and the minimum temperature of 9.9 degrees Celsius, which is 3 notches above normal. On to some other news. In fact, this is our segment on environment and climate change. While severe cold wave conditions continue to prevail in North India, the coastal district of Alappuzha in Kerala is experiencing extreme hot conditions. The place is world famous for backwaters, and it recorded a temperature of 35.6 degrees Celsius on 1st of January, which is over 3 degrees above the average temperature. According to weather experts, climate change is likely to affect Alappuzha this year as well, with the uneven weather patterns leading to major crop losses. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.